G'day. So, I've started a brand new world with a friend, and it's going to be a duo playthrough. What happened was that in my original world, he kept coming over and helping me so much that we just decided to start a fresh world from the start. I'm still going to play my original world. Because I'm quite attached to that one. That's the one I started the game at the very start of. I spent many hours on, so I'm still going to finish that because there's a few things I need to do. And I'm going to keep that one a completely vanilla playthrough, as in I'm not going to use any mods on that one, just because that's what I feel like doing. But for this one, we're going to use mods, and we have been using mods. And I'm just getting used to a few of the features. Some of them are pretty cool. But we're going to go big. Everything we do in this one is going to be huge projects. So we've got a lot of plans. And this is basically the bare start of it. I'm just going to go through the start of it and then talk about a couple of things, concepts that we're going to do, a couple of our big plans. So this is the basic base concept of our mega base. It's 4 main pillars. We're in the red forest, and it's going to go up and up and up from there. So what we did at the start of the game was we had a starter base just way over to the north there. And all we did was just smash through all the tiers of technology as quick as we could. It's a giant hot mess down there, and it's all temporary. We're going to delete it. So our plan was to, before we actually started our mega base, was to go around the entire world and get all the hard drives to the alternate recipe before we even start. So that's what we did in our starter base. We unlocked all the tiers and got all the items needed and got around and did all the hard drives. Took a bit of time, but it's all done now. And we've started the base of it. So I'm just going to run through a bit of the concept of our operation. It's kind of going to be like a world-eating machine. These 4 massive legs coming down, almost like a alien lander. And we've set up the train ring. Well, it was actually mainly my mate who did it. I think it's turned out pretty good. So this is actually on the map orientated perfectly north, south, east, west. I'll just switch quickly across to the Satisfactory calculator just to show where it's located on the map. So the base of the base is north, south, east, west perfectly, and we get these cool like 45-degree angles coming off it. Our plan is to have 4 main train systems going off into the world and collecting all the resources and bringing them back to the base. Not a very bold new concept, but the way we're doing it's a little bit different. So we're shooting off to the north, south, east and west. I'm sure most of you who watch this have already used the Satisfactory calculator, but if you haven't used it, oh my goodness, it is an invaluable tool. You can do so much with it. You just drag and drop your save file on here, and it's incredible. The amount of things you can do with this website. The programmers who run it are incredible. Anyway, I won't talk too much about that. But yeah, Satisfactory calculator. So yeah, this is where it's located in the world. It's kind of central, like it's fairly central, north and south. There's our messy starter base. This is all going to get deleted up here. And anything that's kind of messy is getting deleted. It was just to get us started. The reason we're not directly central on the center of the map here is because these trees, they're quite high. We didn't want to the base is going to go quite high, but we didn't want to start the base of the base this high. All these trees in the red forest here, these trees can be destroyed as needed for train lines. But these big pink trees, they cannot be destroyed. Not yet, anyway. So we ended up making the decision to put it here. It's still central to the map. So the train system, we go off with an out and an inline going north, south, east and west, off into the world to collect all the resources and come back. Now when the trains arrive back here, we have this set up kind of ring road system. So say for example a train comes from the south there, the grasslands, it'll come up through this ring road, it'll actually go through the center of these legs here. It can actually continue all the way around the base and go up to whichever platform it decides to go to, deliver the goods to wherever we decide they're going to go to, and go back down and join the ring road and head back around, all the way back around and back down into the world. So that's the basic concept of our train setup. And it does kind of look like at the moment that these train, well they're just hanging in thin air at the moment, but we are going to make, well our concept idea at this stage is to have like massive arm type structures coming from, when we build this base up a bit higher, coming down and like grabbing all the resources in that method. So that'll kind of hold, instead of holding them from the ground, these train stations will be held up from the air. That's the idea anyway, and I quite like it. I quite like this little ring road train setup we got going. So we've just started our first big project, which is iron down in the grasslands, and I'll just quickly show that. Fog will disappear. So one of the things about the guy I play with, he plays in from America and I'm in Australia, so with the time zone difference we're not always in the game at the same time. So I came into the game the other day and he'd left me a nice big American flag here. I thought that was pretty cool. He's like, oh, you can delete it. I'm like, no, I'm going to keep it, because on this side of the building there's plenty of room there to put an Aussie flag, so I'll probably do that. But yeah, so basically the first thing we need is going to be iron. Now this factory here is going to produce iron ingots on the alternate recipe. We're using refineries. We're going to be using the pure ingot recipes, which are incredible. And they need water, but the ratio is excellent. I'm going to make a video dedicated to this once it's finished, because there's still a bit of time. It's going to take a bit of time to belt all this in and make it look awesome. But basically, this rig here has it has 308 refineries doing iron ingots, and we've scooped up all the iron in the grasslands, and this thing is going to produce 20,000 iron ingots per minute. And I can't wait to get it fired up. It's just going to look so sick with all the iron ingots coming down here. But yeah, so we've got some huge plans. This thing takes a lot of water. Still needs a bit of work, but yeah, I'll get back to that in another video when it's finished. One of our other plans is using all the uranium in the map to make the biggest nuclear power plant station that we possibly can. And yeah, heaps of stuff. We've got heaps of stuff going on. So yeah, that's the basic concept. Catch you later.